See that quietness? He wants to pay attention because he wants to. Well, he saw my son, but he turned quickly because he want to make sure that if it's another dog that is doing that movement, he wants to be prepared. Curry's nice.
We do have toys. There they all are.
Let's look at this one. There. And then I can have all this, all these toys. But what I want him, the first step is to get the concept of like, they belong to me, they don't belong to you. And I can give it to you, but at some point you have to give them back to me. And if you're asking him, just give it to me like this, he's gonna say, no, why would I give it to you? You have to demand, you have to be like, no, give it to me. Right? So, again, not what I want you to do, Alana. I want you to open the crate from your girl and start bringing her over. You saw me how I did it with Bob. Now this is where you need to learn. How you're going to learn.
Okay.
So, focus on your dog, don't focus on this guy. What I want you to do is do what I did with Bob coming this way, to this room. And what I want you to do once it comes this way, I want you to stop right here. Okay. So the rest, watch, but don't touch, or don't talk to your dog. So first you need to gain control of your dog. And take your time.
Sit. And wait. Okay, come out.
Right there. Stop. Now, she's coming a little bit strong, but that's okay. She's still listening. So your job is to give your dog right there, and that's it. He's watching you, just by the way. He's watching everything you do. So they already have their eye on each other because of what happened before. So anything that you do is going to be really important. So he's already, as soon as you went there and you went to grab the leash, he was already looking at you. Right? So not only your dog is watching what you do with this dog, he's also watching what you do with your dog. Right? So that needs to stop at some point. But now I'm going to bring him over and I'm going to just keep him right here. Right? And I'm asking for trouble right here. But again, this is where you have to do your job. You can't just go for the goal and just say, well, I'm going to do this and expect that. Then you saw me how I started with one thing and then I just do next step. Now what I'm asking is for him to be here and with your dog. I want to see that interaction. So want just approach a little bit more.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Right. Now, how do you feel?
A little tense, probably. I think I have a really weird personality that kind of almost likes, the excitement a little bit. Like I want to throw her in there and see what, I'm just being honest about it. So I think I have to calm down and hold back from what I just want to see what happens. Like I'd like to see what happens. That's what my thought is.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Good.
And,
Good.
So taking it slow is going to be the real you know, is the key for me.
Yes, and you should.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not. This is not something that you just let your dog. Which a lot of people do. Your dogs figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
No, a lot of times it does work, but at times not with this powerful breeds.
No.
They're not about to have it that way. So why don't you just perch a little bit more?
Okay.
There. Now what I want you to notice is that every time they move, he is curious about what's going on, what's happening here. And for some reason, he is forgetting about me. He is listening to me, but he's focusing on her because he wants to make sure that they're connected. See, this is paying attention to everything you do in your dog, and she's already doing it as well. So they both are on the same page. They're doing the same thing. And so what I want for him is I'm going to remind him that he needs to listen to me, not to you. As long as I have the leash, I have the power to do that. But it's how you approach it. Now, she knows when something is up, and then so she's trying to figure out what are we doing. This looks different. This is off, right? And then plus you have other dogs around. So why don't you just approach a little bit more, just slightly more.
I know he seems like he's thinking about the fact that
He
those
is.
toys are all right there.
Oh yeah,
And,
you saw it.
and she's getting closer and closer.
You saw it. He looked
got
down a little
nervous.
bit, and then he was like, "Do I need to do this or not?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is where I need to pay attention to him,
Mm-hmm.
and he needs to turn his eyes on me again. I mean, I don't want him to do it right now, but eventually I do want him to do that. If he continue, if it's as long as you come closer, your dog is trusting you right now because you have the leash. She's doing her job. So his job is to back off, to say again, these are your toys, and so taking it slow is helpful as well because see how you're allowing the brain to get that intense and then relax at the same time. So again, this would not solve the issue right away, but if you're doing something about it, and then you're saying, I had enough of this, and I don't want you to do that anymore. And so it'll take practice and time, but you do have to make sure that this guy understands that, and both of them, because they come the same way. They come like this, really strong, and with two powerful braids. So what happens is like you can't tell me what to do, and then she's saying no, you can't tell me what to do. I was here first. This is my house, and he's like, well, I don't care. It's your house. And then it's like a huge thing.
So is she avoiding him?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
She doesn't usually put her head into my
Yeah.
I mean, she's
leg.
very studious.
Yeah,
And not looking
and that's what you want. You want, again, some people may say, well, this is bad, or this is sad, or
No.
this is a bunch of different things. I call it like she's listening to you.
Yeah.
And again, you have a fight, flight, avoid, and surrender. She didn't fight it. She didn't, in a way, she was thinking about like, maybe should I trust my human? If I trust my human, then I'm going to continue going with her. But if I don't, I will kind of run away from the situation. She didn't do that. So she thought about it. But then the other one is avoidance. And that's exactly what she's doing, avoiding. So why don't you just come a little bit closer?
Come, Asia.
There you go.
There it is.
You saw that.
Yep.
Well, you do eventually have to do this
Mhm.
if you want this to get better, because what you need to understand in a way is that you don't want after he goes that he could do the same thing, because you bring another dog and say, well, I saw this and it was okay to do it, so I'm going to do that as well. And she can do it not with toys but with other things like claiming. She's claiming everything. Dogs do it all the time, so you need to make sure that she's not claiming or he's not claiming anything.
So that's a good point. The beds, like they do this thing with the beds, and this is one of them is her bed, and that's where she sleeps at night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay to like. Is she okay to claim her bed? In a way.
You don't. It's not her bed. It's your bed.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
where the mentality of like my dog,
Okay.
the other dog. You don't. Both dogs belong to you. So the pillow is not their pillow. It's your pillow.
Okay.
These are my toys, and I just say, don't you dare do that. What's coming after that? Oh, right. Do I want that to happen, or do I want him to redirect that towards me or to you? No. This is how you keep things safe. See, any movement that he's already, see how he's looking at you? He is paying attention to how you feel. And so you're doing a good job right here, but at home, you're gonna have to be really firm. You're gonna have to forget about, just put your feelings aside and get to work. And this is what I would even have the whipping stick and say back off. Right, but this is teamwork. This is not just for you. This would be teamwork. Kind of like you saw what he did right away. Well, he needs to learn that he needs to back away from the toys. And both of them, not just one. Both of them need to be in the same page. So once they see a toy, what happens is later, eventually, he's going to learn, should I or should I not? He's going to think twice. And that gets a little bit more, it'll give you access to control it really, like, to get just a few seconds to gain control. But one, just don't move her, but move your feet. Start moving your feet. Now, and everyone, watch the quietness. He's unsure. He's paying attention to her. And I'm just going to remind him.
Yeah, because if I reach for the toy, that would be
Yeah. Well, and then he...
really foolish.
So, there we go. Now he's watching me. And what I'm saying is I don't want you to pay attention to her. Pay attention to me. So now what I want you to do with this arm, I want you to keep your dog right there. And I want you to do what I did. I want you to put your leg, extend your this leg, and try to touch the toy.
All right. I kind of want her to watch, but
Forget about her.
whoops, I didn't mean to squeeze it.
No problem. Now push it back this way. There. Start touching the toys.
Yeah, he's looking at me.
Yeah. So right here, see that intensity? Boom. So just a quick correction. What that means is that don't focus too much on that, the movement. There we go. That's better. I don't want him to get quiet and intense. I just want him to ignore right now. See that he finally turned his head? Well, that's what I want him to do. Because these are my toys, and I'm asking her, you can play with my toys. And then now he is starting to let go. Now, when you work like this, you have to take safety protocols all the time. You cannot just be like what you're saying, I just want to see what happens. You can't. Unless you put muscles and you're like Hawk, and then you're like, yeah! You can. So